Okay, so look at this, me gaming star here, and today I am back with another episode of the Greatest Attorney Adventures. Last time we had basically completed the adventure to Clouded Kokoro. We completed that, and yeah, let's just say marital problems. Yay! And this time we're gonna go ahead and start the final case, the Adventure to Unspeakable Story. But of course, it's gonna take a while because we have well, 4-part investigation and a 4-part trial, so it's gonna be basically like a while. So I'm gonna split it, of course. I'm probably gonna do like 2 parts of the investigation, one and then the other and another. And then the trial probably is gonna be the same way, so I don't know how I'm gonna split that up, but I'm gonna figure it out. And yeah, let us begin. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the mic real quick because we're gonna have a little cutscene, and let's go.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical hound of the Baskervilles."
Alright, I'm gonna turn the volume a little better. Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. The disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and Lane Sosaki-san's terrible ordeal that followed closely behind. We had emerged victorious. However, then there came an abrupt end to opportunities to appear in court, which are hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So in our little office it was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by a fateful telegram. 15th of April, 9:17 a.m. Naruhodo's legal counsel. We'll see. I should have done the... Ow. That morning, I was woken by unreserved knocking on the door and the telegram boy. But after he gone, Susato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Susato-san? Yes? Is Aunt to leave the court already? Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I've scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh, no, of course not. That's silly me. But I think Edie says that she would make a breakfast this morning. So, shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes! 86 most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? And once her bellies are full, we can leave for court fitting fit form. Let me see. What case is it today? Here we go. The telegram. What was in that telegram? So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning. I mean... Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but you're not going to get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, I don't get your most thought. It's nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram. That 3 times now she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Alright, I understand. Sosaki-san, how's he going? I suppose Sosaki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? Yes, I should think so. So I left immediately after the terrible ordeal. Which would mean they would have completed the voyage already, or just be a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had a long telegram from him. Do you remember complaining of seasickness? But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. Is something on Renahoro-san? I was just wondering what might have become Sasaki-san had you stayed in London, that's all. You mean as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Yes, I was wondering that. The Reaper. What is it they say? No one who stands the dog can be saved from the Reaper, right? Like the way that Nightmare's trial ended in this very day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on, the cause of the dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Sasaki-san is safely out of the country, now presumably that means that the curse of the Reaper can be confines to the city of London, perhaps? Even if that's the case, there's little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If it was a bunch of the Reaper could believe, they would be able to serve justice himself. To come to think of it, I wonder if it's been up to these past 2 months. Surely, not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, I don't think so. Apparently, Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Oh, yes, since Sasaki-san's trial, he just withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems. Really? Just like before. Well, I hasn't seen court at all for several years. So it's just been me who's faced him with the recent spite of trials then. Ugh, it's just my luck. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. Sorry? What was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the shovel. Why? Because it's going to be an achievement. They have to constantly check. Now, spade has been since we were renting the place. Oh, that's not a spade, Narahodo-san. It's a shovel. it's the whole ladder, step ladder argument again. No, shovels are for digging. They're scooping up loose materials. It's a spade. No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel. Oh my god. I don't want to dig a hole for myself. Let's leave it. It's a constant argument that was there. This is a telegram, of course. If you try to interact with it, here's what happens. Ah, this is a telegram. Ah! No, you must look at it. It's any circumstances. Alright, jeez. I won't. I'm so sorry not to hold us on camera. She's a telegram and people looking at it. And of course we have the Durama doll. The Durama doll I brought with me from home. So I colored in it. I said I colored one once our first court case in Brim, but you haven't one, have you? Twice, in fact. Because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. I'll tell you what, I won't go color yet or until you feel like a proper full-fledged lawyer. If you insist. We have a little aquarium, and then we have the room. Let's go down. So that's pretty much like the one thing I kind of wanted to show is that the shovel is going to be a constant, so you're going to have to do that, just saying. Let's go. Touchons sweet. Morning, Bruno. Susie. Good morning, Edis. Edis? What is it, Bruno? It is that terrible noise! Sounds like a cat being strangled! Ah, yes, you noticed that, did you? Did you? Hurley isn't the best for morning, it seems. Hello. Hello, Mr. Schultz? Good morning? A good morning to die, perhaps. Has something happened, Mr. Schultz? You look miserable, and the way you are playing that violin before... My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blessed existence! Okay. That's all it is, my dear fellow. No, nothing of consequence. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, it is the time we eat. Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me is not too much trouble. Oh, hey, Sasaki-san's cat that he left behind. Oh, look, it's Wagahai. Good morning, boy. Meow. That must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get in here? Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful. Love beauties. What do you find day to die? I knew something looked different. What happened there? Something's missing from Mr. Scholl's desk. Let's examine the area, shall we? Let's go back to the blackboard. This is where Edie's notes down ideas. Let's see, what does it say today? Ah, the Bombskate Valley Mystery. Oh, how intriguing. It must be the title of Edie's latest work. Oh my. I wonder if Fantastic Tale waits us. This does not look like an angel, but I bet she's dreaming of the most unsavory crime you can imagine. So then, let's go ahead and examine the fireplace. The fire's burning comfortably and great again. You get an achievement. It's a very different feeling of Japanese hibachi, somehow. Oh, look at that photographic print of a lady's blame masterpiece. Could it be? Yes, it must be. It's a woman. Oh, how exciting! Is that supposed to mean anything? Something to me? So yeah, that's the achievement you can get if you do that. I haven't gotten that achievement yet, so that was new. Waga hi. Mr. Natsuma's cat seems to have settled in his new home, huh? Oh yes, a big way to attach little Waggy. The previous one has completely forgotten him. Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their meows are empty as heart to the muses. Little bitch. Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, so I wonder who kept him in the first place. I thought they would have taken him if he could, but pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. And for good reason. Terrible things can happen to rule passengers not obeyed. Oh, don't mind, because Waggy's adorable. Meow. Yes, he really is. Oh yes, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you noticed. A observant room. Look, I use this as my latest invention. What is that? I call it the cat flappomat. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right. It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. You can do it in a door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe, but I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one so the door off is upstairs, Edie's. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Let's go and talk to Sholmes and see why he's so depressed, wanting to die. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? It used to be the case that in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus, its mellows and tones of big flowers bloom. What? But now, the muses are unamused of me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? For hours I have bowed. For days, even though the night has endeavored no veil. The sound of my tone is lost. The brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. God, forever no more real is the unbridled emotion! That moment when you play violin at 2 a.m. and it sounds so good, but then when you wake up in the morning it sounds like shit. We haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry, I'm sure it will come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses aren't fickle. One day to bestow genius on a man, the next day unmercifully withdraw it. I mean, to be fair, I'd say Sarah, he's not wrong, I'm sure it happens very much. And I can relate to it out of my experience. Oh dear. Ah, what is happening to me? If they take on to turn the violin from me, what's left of pity's sake? What is left? Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? The missing machine. I've noticed that, big boy. It's gone. Mr. Sholmes, I didn't like to pray, but... Your desk looks rather empty today. Well done, Mr. Sutter. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh, no, Mr. Sholmes. The pale significance when you compare to yours. You struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? It's a Windibank's now. Sorry? It's at a Windibank? No, Windibank's. The pawn brokery. Pawn broker? Pawn what? You mean you've pawned an enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, see. Quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do want you to consult us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed a little comment out to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker is a wonderful machine. How can you possibly idea desperate? Making use of the pawnbroker's corner here in London, I assure you. Is it? It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbrokery works. Oh, what's to understand exactly? Can you explain to us? 'Cause I don't know exactly how it works. How pawnbrokery works. Explain to me, boy. What did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbrokery works? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. Ah, makes sense. Banks? On Mondays, the merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in turn, they were able to trade happily through the week. And on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn, should the need arise. Oh, how ingenious. So whenever we have something getting in the way, we leave it to Windibanks, you see. A pawnbroker can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. We would have thought that, pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain. Of course, we would have watched Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? What does it matter? The world's dead to me now. Yeah! Oh, what was that? Why, hi! Whoa. What was that? Oh, no! Why did I tangle up in your violin? I think he thinks it's a toy. No, what's he doing? Oh dear, Mr. Schultz fires his violin. Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat's more accomplished musician than I am now! Mr. Schultz really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, put it back where I live, shall we, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach possible. Maybe assess the damage. Let's go and check it out. Where's the... Up there's the violin. Hi. So this is the violin, isn't it? It's a Stradivarius. One of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Oh, I see. It doesn't look like very special to me. I happened to uncover dust lunching in a pawn shop in the back alley. The broker had no idea its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you. And until today, it has been a faithful companion every single Pagnite inspired performance I have made. I ask you so much to live in a world of void music to tolerate the blench in existence. No! There is none! Mr. Sholmes. What, dear madam? What? My thoughts are preoccupied, fancy the release of a dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? What do you mean, Mrs. Edwin? Oh, Susie's right! Yes! The tone of the voice is completely different. It's not at all. I'm sure there's no crack here before. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? I'm terribly sorry to tell you, Mr. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all. Then what? A viola? I believe it's a viola. It's an entirely different instrument called a viola, which is similar to a violin. It's part of the violin family. Again, I played violin before, but I honestly, it's been so long. What? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you alright? You're right. You're quite right. This is my faithful Stradivarius. So what? Praise a piece of stinking fluff, Sam. You're not faithful performing partner then. See what must happen. You do, 80s? This is just a simple mix-up. Sounds like you just might be able to tell us exactly what happened work here. Tell us. Tell us. Tell us about this mix-up. What did you mean by mix-up, Edie's? Well, you see, this violin. Sorry, this viola, I mean. Was at Windibank until last week. At the pawnbrokers. Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. There's a proverb from the East with which you are not familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Yes, indeed! So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that it would experience personal growth. Oh, what a wonderful idea! Last week I pawned my great endoscope in order to release my precious instrument, but it would appear Mr. Windibank mistakenly furnished with a tawdry fiddle instead. My ears cannot deceive a hollow timber, a piece of timber. No, but you have ever since deceived the fact that I had strings. Pshaw, a fine state of affairs this is. That was always Mr. Nadahodo. Never trust a pawnbroker. They will fiddle you every time. But earlier you told us you could think of pawnbrokers as an extremely secure vault. Well, come on, Mr. Nadahodo. That will get you nowhere. Sorry. Crunching your toast with the vacant is like freshening your coffee soap to sleep. If you're not a little embarrassed at your own conduct, considering everything you faced, you must visit Mr. Windibank's Brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Mr. Susato, without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs! My dear fellow, surely it's an intent to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect to free your eggs more obtusely. Alright, say no more, let's go then. Don't worry, Bruno. I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like. Alright, let's go. Let's get a move on, boys. Onward to the Windibank's pawnbrokery. 15th of April. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my, there are all sorts of tools contraptions here. Never really have it kind of is like an antique shop, but not really. Asusato-san, and that spark of wonder in your eyes. Can't wait to see it. You get the impression you enjoy a place like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but it starts to sing a lot of things, so I don't understand a real feel to me. Same here. I like looking at this. My dear fellow, so let's bring over here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We are calling a matter of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging by the spark of fury in his eyes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, sir. Welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we were punctual customers after all. We're disgruntled customers and don't have time for the inform Mr. Windibank of our ire. Come, the fight is afoot. Let's talk to Mr. Windibank here on the violin. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. The second-rate fiddle is not my favorite instrument, Mr. Windibank. The color of the wood is different, it has holes in it, it's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me. I've mistaken the mistake of a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. What the fuck? No! No! I shall take my own life. No! I don't think that will be necessary. Do you? Oh, sweet. If I made just one thing before I pop off. Why do you have a gun in your desk like that? That is unsafe. Yes. I thought this was Britain, not America. It was you, Sir Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon yourself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry. As I recall, I entered a store to fetch your violin when I heard... Ah, there it is. You did? And when I turned to convert, you had taken the violin left, sir. However, there can only doubt that blame lies firmly on my own door, allowing you to leave here. I shall not grumble, grouse any longer. His guilt die with me. No! Stop, my dear fellow. This fault is mine. Oh, you. It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize for Windibank, evidently my questionable disposition to my tragedy. Well, he wouldn't be married to all how shows without that questionable disposition, now, would you? I do believe in me, right, sir? Let's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are said and more challenging customers. I need to imagine a particular collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Oh, particular items? In the extreme man, for example, the unpolished manuscript of Eponov's work, the novels of Herlock Sholmes. Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? An unpublished? Sorry, I have to read it, you mean? Yeah! Forgive me! Wait, before you die, you must tell me more! Unpublished story? What's this about? I must know more, tell me everything! Wow, Susato-san is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust your care for a while, Mr. Windibank. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir. Not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I beg your pardon? The manuscript? I wish to deposit the manuscript! Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes lays a tale of one of the mysteries of the tournament. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? It's going to continue to store belongings securely. Of course, sir. Of course! Oh, the safe is out with me, I assure you! On my life! This is all very strange. Man, please put the gun down. Please put the goddamn gun down. You scare me with that. You're scaring me. Wonder if I could ask something. Ah, a gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, a sable suit. I suppose I could offer you a 6p for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry. Aha! But you split an entire man. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite. The design exotic. Eastern artistry as fine as may I say. Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. Why do I feel as though I suffer some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard that pawnbrokers are rather used like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of us customers utilize the establishment as described. Customers prize their items, offered a proportionate loan, and 2 months secure storage. But in that case, they are paid the original sum to me, plus the agreed interest. The items are happily returned. But what happens if they don't pay you the money? Then items are offered to sale in my shop, as you can see in the shelves behind me. Easy as items of Boston. That's right, ma'am. That's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Would the customer's precious belongings be lost? The only recompense for me is to end it all. The very idea of this Windibank is an absurdity. You're very suicidal. One should never talk about this domestic casually. Says the man who was telling it all good day to die only this morning. Let's not forget that I already helped you in measures if such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device which Mr. Windibank had installed here in the shop. I call it a red-handed recorder. Isn't that so, Mr. Windibank? That was a deep sigh about. The red-handed recorder. What was this about? Oh, Nerf is a red-handed recorder. Use your eyes, my dear fellow. It's above the ceiling. It appears to be a camera attached to some timing device? Very astute. It is indeed a camera. Finishes some 100 pieces of celluloid film. Every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Not exactly very convenient. Here, I have an example I can show you. Okay, 4 a.m. I used a printed camera set record activity of the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image even in darkness. Really? That's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look. God, I wish CRT cameras were like this, dude. They are not. They are like so freaking blurry. Like you can't even see shit on those cameras. So you see, if someone enters premises with an intent, just a dent, you will be somewhere exposed. But did you say photographic prints were taken in 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, my dear madam. That's the problem. And then when the incident were to occur in between times, yeah, that's the huge problem. One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess, your device would be giving me some cause of disastrous. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windibank. Surely there would be a thing distressing, reassuring of a word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You must graciously place not 1 but 2 cameras in my shop after all, which means I must pay for a nigh of 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm much older. There is a small price to pay to ensure safety if I prefer Brokery, no? My dear fellows, we have gave you safety, security, in place. Oh, heaven help us! Now then, Mr. Sholmes. Allow me to return your precious violin. Oh, there it is. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Windibank. Perhaps this might mark the end of my particular items you try to pop in, because if anything was to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer! I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not. Sorry, I've only loaded 1 single bullet and myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you then, Mr. Windibank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. So, Mr. Nadahodo, Now we can explore at last. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the place, shall we? So, we see a music box, and then we could see... Oh, look, it's the Thinker. If you guys remember the first case in the first game, in, you know, the original Ace Attorney, in Phoenix Ace Attorney, you guys remember how, you know, like, the Thinker was actually the murder weapon? A Thinker statue was a murder weapon? Yeah, baby. What a sort of things are on store shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you can care to imagine. Those are forfeit items offered for sale to pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for a brief period of time after which the loans are paid. If not, he is free to display it at shop sale price was choosing. Oh yes, now you're explaining. I'm noticing little price tags on it. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one could extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn the black garb without fear, my dear fellow. My treasure university uniform never embodies my student spirit. I like how, okay, we gotta look closer. Yeah, it's the Thinker. Look, it's the Thinker. And one of them has a medal on it. Oh, that's good, though. And we have a music box. Okay, this music box right here. There's a music box right here as well. And there's another one. You can see there's two. That one right there. Keep that in mind for later. You'll see why. Look at this background and remember it. Why? I think you'll see why I'm going to say this. Look at this. Look at this lovely big shiny box bee. That's the amount of the music box. Oh, yeah, it's another music box. Surely represents your own country. Oh my, yes, but I've never seen one so large before. Shall we listen to it for a while? What a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. The particular specimen is the large variety commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There are metal discs inside which the notes are played or recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with other music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness, what a simply delightful machine. Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently, development of gramophone, of course. Science and technology advance at such a rolling pace. We have the clocks, we have a weight, we have a picture of a dog on there. Here's the music box that's interesting. There's two music boxes. This one right here, keep this one in mind. Okay, so let me have a better look at it. This one right here. Keep that one in mind for later, because you'll see why I'm gonna say that. Now, I suppose this rather enormous machine bee. It seems to have two little windows looking through it. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What are you looking for? A stereoscope. Fantastic! It's a aptly named. I assure you look at this specimen like a piece for yourself. Oh my, I should be delighted to just have to look. Just before you do, there's something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to use the purposes rapidly as it were, you'll need to be cross-eyed. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the one part I hate the most, is the cross-eyed. However, if that's beyond you, there's a little consequence today. Alright then, I'm going to try it. Ah! Mr. Nadahodo, you must see it at once! Oh, alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed. Like I'm trying to look at my own nose. What the? I don't believe it. You have to be cross. You actually have to cross your eyes to see these. I'm not kidding. You have to do it. It's so dumb, but you have to. I don't believe it. It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yeah, it's an illusion. Yes, the sense of death is startling as an stereoscopics are one of the London's many fads. They're often found in little stalls in the park, made cute if you want to see them. Oh yeah, I've seen a few of these. Why are people meddling with such black magic? There's a little machine too. It's no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. Shall we save the lesson for another day? And then we have a little baby machine right here, a little baby one. Look at this, whatever it could be used for. I have no idea. And I hear Discord messages. If you guys can hear that, I am so sorry. Those are my Discord messages. I have no idea. Sometimes a computer gets like I don't know. I'm sorry about that. If you guys can hear, I'm so sorry. It's not catchy. Just look here. We're going to open it, aren't we? I can hear it on my headphones. What do you know? Oh my, that's amazing. Some sort of spring-loaded mechanism. Which we'll never manage to pick up before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, I have a pair of windows look through it. Those always seen something rather similar to this. And we have the calendar. We have that. Then we have the book here, and a skull for some reason. Some enormous ledger to counter. Mr. Windibank gives her nothing else in particular regarding this episode. I'll have to be, otherwise I'll have this sorts of trouble, which might explain the catch that I have more in the ledger. And there's the gun! There's a revolver here. Do not contain the single about the proliferating the article here. Huh? I assure you, Mr. Windibank is hesitate your dollar weapon is speedy ability for this size. Oh, you don't mean he'd blow his brains out? Indeed. In recompense for his blunder. Oh my. In any case, what is Mr. Fang? What do you suggest it? Let's go to the calendar. Just going important. Calendar is going to be of importance. It's not the calendar you can be easily missed, is it? 15th of April, today's date. 1898 or something? 1899? That's not for sale, I must point out. It's an Eastern style paid by day calendar. Every night at midnight, tear off a fun and reveal the following date state. A perfect calendar for tearaway fellows. Yourself, Mr. Windibank. I am so sorry to hear the okay. I've walked by the wrong violin before. If you guys hear Discord messages, I literally don't even know why that shows up in the recording. It just does sometimes. Well, the great strange storage pair with a place where articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date to something upon Brokery's obsession, you might say. Oh, yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. What? Only 2 pence for it? Ain't fair, you know it. The record's barely worth penny miss can offer more. Sounds like there's an argument brewing over the counter. Come on, it can't be right. Have you on the proper butchers at it? I've seen all I need, young girl. Oh, look who it is. Wait, don't we know? I sure recognize her. Oh, it's Gina. Oh, yes, it's a young lady from Mr. McGilda's trial 2 months ago. Her name is Gina Lestray, my lord. She's a chancer. Here is a crust among large crowds, leaving people at the premises. What's commonly called a pickpocket. Hi, it's been a while. Go to bene, you lot! Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. Yeah? What? You remember me then, do ya? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat. Come to pop that black wizard. Sorry. Got. Have ya? What is it about a black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day. Unless I'm mistaken. You're whatever the young pickpocket stole experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes! So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with the Miss Windibank on your behalf. Pull the other one. No need of implements stuck in the business. Go on. I'll make a trouble on you. As you wish, Miss Lestrade. I'll be happily remove myself from your presence. Dr. Gina. He really has done it. He's gone. I'm sorry, but as I said, I'm never going to negotiate here. What is it in his hand? Some kind of metal disc. Oh, it's a music box disc. And you, go on. Leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade. Just pretend we aren't here. Just if the sun can really stand her ground where she wants to. Whatever. Talk. Pawnbroker's customer. Somehow, I didn't really think you were the sort of person who used a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well, I am, alright. I'm a Londoner, just like everyone else. What the problem is? No, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong in the area. Probably got in the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it all in over the Chevy chase. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. You're not going to deny, Mr. Naruhodo? Nope. Alright then, I'm just gonna come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Well, I don't know. I just answered it really. Suppose. Sometimes. You're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade. But not this time, alright? I swear. This thing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Windibank is holding. Perhaps we should see what he has to say about this. Let's go ahead and check out. Mr. Windibank watching Dothan as customers are curious about. I don't believe Simon and Brass turned out hello. We should probably see if arguments resolved yet. Miss Lestray's disc. What's that? Music box. This was about. Mr. Windibank, what exactly is the metal disc that Miss Lestray's brought in? It seems to have hundreds of little tiny little bumps on the surface. I know what that is. It's a music box disc. Ah, it is a music disc. You see, used inside a music box. A music box. What? You don't even know what a music box is? Just keep Eastern lot ain't too savvy, eh? I know what a music box is. I've just never seen one in this disc before. The small precisions of the metal disc encode the tune to be played in a music box. Yes, it's true. Just simply insert the disc, get a machine going, and a beautiful music plays. It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on the disc? Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There are so many different types of music boxes. You see British made, German, Swiss. I have no way of knowing what particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. And that is in a nutshell. We don't have any customers for an item like this, so young lady forfeited. Really, I'm already offering more than I should have, honey. That's a pack of lies, so tell me it did. Is it? Said it was, well... Ooh. Never mind. Never do you mind. Oh, they right. That's all. This is good for good money. I know it is. Well then, you'll have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you? Ah! How'd you know this trade? She's been in before. Of course, a little tighter to mail. I see. And brought some dubious articles or whatever every single time, I might add. Dubious? What are you trying to say, eh? One customary. So, is there something dubious about the discs you brought in today? Well, the only word is it's simple. Sorry? What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. Storage ticket. Storage ticket? So, to look into the storage. Miss Australia was actually coming to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me is a lot of stuff would need stolen. Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight, but if she gave me the ticket for it, I have her able to loan any interest. I was obliged to return the article to her. But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windibank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. The jacket. It's an overcoat she redeemed. Oh. What? What's wrong with you? It fits Stonehead. I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? You guys call all this? The disc is something else. There's a new article to pawn if the girl is gonna agree to the price. New article to pawn? I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought the storage ticket today. It really is quite simple. Yes, the child brought me the storage ticket to the money owed, you say. For this heavy black coat which you returned to her care? I understood it. That's right, yes. And arrived surprisingly, as soon as the little African put it on, she went riffling through the pockets. Oh, you mean it was in there? What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it for quite a high price as well. It was all very suspicious, I think. Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who this supposed overcoat here in the first place? Let me guess, McGill did. Well, it doesn't really appear to your size. Me old man! It's me old man's, ain't it? It is. It's Lestrade. Yes, it's definitely all rather suspicious. Out of my way, please. Oh! Hello! Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Oh, hello. Oh, look at this bitch. Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There's no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I've met or discussed with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see what's our little girl, whom the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious? Don't talk in with my hand. If you think you're such a gent, why don't you walk away in the line? Well, you are an impotent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't even caused you to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What? You mean I... from you? Broker? Yes, sir! Who's this guy? I believe Stealthy Pocket Thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes. The article in question belongs to me. I demand you to return it at once. Oh my! Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you rascal. Needless to say, I don't think it will fit you, man. I have a bad feeling. And music box disc too. No, you don't. You can't have it. You just can't. It's me old man's. Or it was. Now it's my... Was the old man's. Goodness, Mr. Nadahoda. This is a very awkward situation. Yes. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. The gentleman's accusation. Miss Astray, what is the gentleman saying? What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously, I swear to me, lies. I never laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? What ticket you brought in here just now? No, I swear it to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when a little girdling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again. Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. And now then, relinquish my overcoat. Come along now, Miss Lestray. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Oh, hold on. Why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy Goblin. You think I'm the dodgy one? I'm sorry, but no one's gonna believe you. What about the evidence? Yeah? Where's your evidence? You stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? Evidence. Evidence that the article Mrs. Tree redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course! We need to truly consult Mr. Windibank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who posted the article in the first place. Yes, brilliant! I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid it won't be possible. Oh? I never ask customers' names. They're strictly policy of mine. But why not? Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then, how can you know if the article belongs to the person who has to redeem it? Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir. Have you my watchword associated with the article in question? Of course, it's... Professor! Professor! Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the right rightful owner of the article, without a doubt. Watchword. Interesting. Watchwords. So about these watchwords, Mr. Windibank, as I explained, I never ask customers' names to deposit items with me. Whatever many reasons why, certain stockbrokers customers like to keep their activities secret. That wasn't a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives had no dark secrets, none at all. Yes, well, anyway, that's why I ask for the watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like a secret combination of numbers to unlock a vault. The date deposit, a description, and the watchword uniquely identified each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for a ticket and watchword. And if someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article. That's right, sir. Yes, it's just as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information required already, but the avoidance of doubt. The article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on February 15th. Why does that day sound so familiar? Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe it was like, I don't know. Maybe like the day where the crime of like the runaway room took place. Huh? Huh? Same day? Anybody? Same day? If a watchword of Professor. I don't know. Just a guess. I'm perfectly correct information, sir. But ow! Really, this is beyond the joke now. There's no further room for doubt. Now let's examine the gentleman. This man, this man, I don't know. Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you're not British, or perhaps was informed. Oh, sorry, yes. We're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of that place. The inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup dressed with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatric gesticulation about? I don't know how to say that word. Perhaps, anyway, if you're a gentleman, sir, you have heard your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Of course. Yes, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law. Really? My name is Susato Mikato. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. Ah, I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Egbert Benedict. Egbert Benedict. Enchanté. He's so refined how he holds himself and how he speaks. His name is, but the name is so suspicious. No, in the matter of it, it's like ex Benedict. My overcoat, return at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stop watching him. Doesn't look like it fit you. So let me begin in the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Egbert Benedict, sir. Doesn't really look like it fits him. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may decide to welcome. Doesn't really look like it fits you. Oh, the grown-ups. Just goes on the dive, but everyone thinks that's me a liar. Makes me a liar. The contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. For the course, here's a disc for you. The disc. Just this one. Pardon, sir. I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another disc. There's two. Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, but the deposit was me. It was merely a narrow coat. The disc happened to be one in the pockets, but I was completely unaware of until now. So, you're hiding more than is rightfully mine, are you? Says who, eh? I know nothing about it. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute. That disc. It's mine! Yeah! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal! Oh my, yes, there's some blood on the disc. It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Oi, you take it. Me? If I ain't the one to, they'll have me off again. So you keep it all. Listen straight. Why is this disc so important to her? The music box disc was added. Music box was added to it. A piece of music remains identified as storage disc. You there, in black livery! Hand that disc to me at once, please. No, don't. He's lying. Grown-ups are liars. What do I do? How am I gonna resolve this? Oh, sweet God. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Mr. Sholmes over here, who is looking at a stereoscopic. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such a keen interest there? Are you enjoying a bar of caramel, I see? So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry. After all that big pocket was me away, I was forced to look in the shadows. Cruelly ostracized, the rest of you partook the jovial atmosphere of fellowship, and no thing to quite my mind, so she let society and downfall down to me, so I feigned mock interest, I pretend to examine tedious trinkets and delicate place. Well, as a shrewd observer yawning, so my friend left it a 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim understand the depths of experiments from that? How could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Why on earth didn't you ever join the conversation? Things have gone bad from worse here, you know? Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, my craving for human contact, my ears devour every word it was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel silently after for you. It would seem that my inferences was correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again. My dear madam, sometimes I wonder where my genius seduction could be compensated. How much could I pawn for it? It seems Mr. Schultz has had another of his flash inspirations, but who knows, he'll help resolve the situation between Mrs. Train and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here now? Listen to the deduction. Let's see you. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in some predicament. Where you blame you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be then help straight away, not that a lady! Harsh. And who, pray tell, are you? Can't do British accent, so I'm sorry. I am not good with this. Mr. Egbert Benedict, you have in my eyes a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are immovable conclusions I've drawn. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason you visited Brokery today is something you have to be revealed. The second is this. A considerable crimes contemplation you once orchestrated intend to steal the vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what do you say about deductions? How? You turned white as a hard-boiled egg. I won't say it once again. Mr. Jones has made a flawless deduction. What do you think you are, sir? Oh, yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. We're gonna do a deduction. So, shall we begin? The time has come to the Herlock Sholmes logic and reasoning spectacular. Let's go. The great deduction. The game is afoot. Here we go. First of all, we must ask ourselves what business adventures is Brokery today. You claim to have followed the pickpocketeer having the right redemption ticket stolen from you in the street. But that is the most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by what you hold in your hand. Yes, it brought to your first place is a staff recruitment flyer. No, it can't be that. The piece of paper in your hand, staff wanted, advertised in the very shopping. And yet the most uncertain words since realizing the man's appearance in such employment. In other words, there's ulterior motive for your actions. Halifar just throws it away immediately. His cane says AG. The cane, which we will clutch your prisons to a contradiction. Another rot. I've had this cane for years, but it says AG on it. The contradiction I speak, of course, is missing fervor. At the end of a walkie being terminated mental field of collecting with a tip. And yet the detailed analysis showed when tip is stick to utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod you held in your hands, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact not a cane at all. Oh! You recoil, sir. Something wrong. Picture of a dog. When you're recoiling, your efforts to answer the next conjure and present itself. The cat jacket itself. And then there was truth being Roger Bear. Yes, it betrays the truth. The handle, which evidently conceals understanding riddle, you see? And the moment I saw it, suspicious word arose. What's walking the answer's short, stout handle, I mused, eh? It's kind of weird. But of course, as I said in the walking cane, no, that rod. It's a broken handle of a shovel! What? Are you insane? And now, having determined the undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive coming here. Oh my god, that's so wrong now. Seek employment the establishment in order to evacuate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime, you convinced sir, a wickedly calculated crime. Mystery man is aimed to tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. No, that's not it at all. That can't be. Great crime. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. But now we must expose the details of the elaborate crime you're planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, gentlemen, intend to evacuate the ground beneath the pawnbroker with a broken shovel. What on earth do you propose to expect to find there? So long forgone treasure, I suppose. So to say, financial theory, what possible reason could I have to say so? Oh, but there is ample reason. As you're also aware, Mr. Benedict. Oh, his glance. And your feasible glance tell you I hoped. What? Let us consider what motive a man infiltrates the shop is conveniently dig beneath the floor. The god. The answer revealed by concealed notice on the counter. Counsel knows your eyes are really drawn. The letter gives notice that public work is carried out in the local area. It's according to the enclosed plan, the incoming scourge works beneath the shop runs and joins another runs the bank opposite side of the road. The mat has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway. That flows a very approximately great vault in the show opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to elaborate bank robbery in underground tunnels. Master plan! Which brings us to the last final chapter of the lurid scheme. With what the plunder did the thief hope to make off the underground vault to the bank? Are you quite serious? I don't even know, man. Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is to you, Mr. Benedict. I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells all you need to know. A postcard of a great exhibition. I'm afraid you quite lost me. I don't see that. Here, the United States up preparation the great exhibition was underway, and the government has provided extra funds to complete a centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sits in the vault of the bank, on the other side of the road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you've been contemplating. It's the theft of which sits in the vault of the bank, the Special Reserve Funds for Great Exhibition. Of course, this is top secret police information, so under your hats, please. To steal the Great Exhibition's reserve funds. I don't see that at all. The fuss concludes her lecture on the great deduction of the pawnbrokery puzzle. I don't see that really. Just kinda. Mr. Sholmes. Let me fix that for you. Let me go, actually. But Mr. Nadahodo, an impressive upbeat deduction of a detective ranked of loneliness, would you not agree? Is it true that you said the thing over the rose with his vault? Indeed, though. This is one of the government's most close guard secrets. Gregson told me it's serious confidence. Then why did you tell them it? But you just announced it to everyone here rather loudly, in fact. And if it's such a big secret, how come Mr. Benedict has come to find out about it? That's true. There could be one explanation for that. Clearly, it's because this man is a criminal. But what if you're not thinking of the money in the vault? He's a criminal, as you said. Then buying a brand new shovel, sure, the first thing it does is reveal the secret. Oh. He doesn't. Maybe Mr. Windibank will. He has plenty of shovels here, after all. Oh, my life. I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has touched you, Betty Wilson. Sensitive information must be handled with utmost care. Don't spread it around like that. You're sure this could probably be the secrets of most closed, then we'll word it out. Perhaps I'll think twice before I confide in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Noto. Excellent idea. Well, Mr. Noto, are you sure? Yes, let's listen to the great deduction again and see if we can massage it to shape. Very well, then. Let's start once more from the beginning. Her lecture was magnificent, so logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, course correction. Hold it. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and speed up a little. The poster. So this is definitely wrong. Mr. Benedict came here to order to apply for a job so he could dig on the floor. Yes, to accept a ton of serious, get access to the money to make across the road, but when did he find a broken shovel, wouldn't he? No, for things money value elsewhere. And question where. Oh, why would you look at that? Scribbled writing, and there's a picture of Gina there. Oh, look at all that scribbled notes in fact the flyer. I don't believe it. What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness, there's even a sketch of her in hat and all. Although he showed her, she fired that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Windibank's Pawnbrokery, Baker Street, redemption deadline 15th of April, which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have information back a piece of paper? Info about Miss Lestrade.
Take that!
Info about Miss Lestrade. This is it. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place was info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing is sketched in reverse and brought train to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade, and it was Windibank's pawnbrokery here. Ah! You originally told us that you had me or given Chase Hunter Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a faint-veiled lie. It's the information on the back of the flyer alleged here today, which I mean, here to Windibank's Pawnbrokery, and today redemption deadline and overcoat. So you waited outside the young girl matching inscription had written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason you pursue Mrs. Trade. In other words, there's an ulterior motive for your actions. The cane is utterly collection of a contradiction. Utterly rot! I've had this cane for years! Why does it say AG on it? The contradiction which speak, of course. Missing ferrule. Huh, what's ferrule? Some metal cap commonly found in the cane, Mr. Nadahodo. Ah, but it makes a clacking sound in the pavement. Yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right, it appears to be missing the cane. But it doesn't look actually broken, does it? No, it doesn't, although the judgment's really never quit when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the Mr. Bang's cane we don't know about. Let's check about the cane. We have the missing ferrule, the insignias, the initialing, AG. Look here, Mr. Seto. There's some letters on the handle. Oh yes, those look initials must be. AG in the West customary people engrave their belongings in first letters in your name. I sometimes do that, sometimes I don't. This person's over HS, don't you? That's right. Initials K, obviously. Oh. AG. Why is Phyllis not quite right here? So, go check on the jacket. Check on the... Let me see where we go. We need to find something. Stylish hat. Stylish. That's stylish. There's no doubt it's white top hat, you mean? Nope, not at all. The more likely, the more something strikes me suspicious about it. I think perhaps it's more suspicious or striking. I suppose you're right. Face. Let's see what we got. So we have the initialing. Let's see. So we got the ferrule. If I could find it, that's. I thought that was a crack. I thought that was like a little rip in the code. I'm not gonna lie for a minute. I can find what I'm looking for. That'd be great. So it's definitely not the initialing. That's for sure. It's definitely not the initialing. It's definitely not the initialing. It can't be that. It literally cannot be. No. Let's go to the right jacket, and then go to the bottom, and you would find something like a little split. Ah, there's something on the jacket. If you look, there should be something on the jacket, something suspicious about it. So we have to look at it more carefully. But the problem is that like the camera is like so fucking limited. That's what I hate about this camera. It's just so limited. That's one of my biggest problems. So the camera's just so goddamn limited. So like, yeah, it's such a big problem with this fucking camera. I really don't like it. You have to look at the back. It's really like, it's really, really annoying how this camera's just so goddamn limited. I really hate this camera. Missing ferrule. The end of the cane is just bare wood. Yes, according to Mr. Schultz's deduction, this is where he would have been attached. Maybe his tip fell off. I'm sorry, Mr. Donovan, could be possibly it. Nah, it can't be that. Back of the jacket's right sleeve. There should be somewhere. I speak, of course, it can't be the ferrule. If I could find the stupid hole, that'd be nice, because I know there is something on the jacket. I do know there is, but the problem is that the jacket is like, it's just the angle. It's not easy to find. It should be on the right side, aka this side. So it's not here. There should be something. There should be, that's for sure. I do know there should be something. I really hate this fucking camera. Like, I genuinely hate this camera. Oh my god, please, can I please, for the love of God, find it? It should be on the jacket. That's for sure. But I can't see it. Is it the initials? Because it can't be the initialing. There should be a split somewhere in the jacket. There should be a split somewhere. Kind of like right around here. There should be like a split right around here somewhere. Because we did hear like a ripping. We did hear one actually. When we think about it, I did hear a ripping. I did hear a kind of like a rip. Like something ripped. The initials. Oh, the initials.
Take that!
So it is the initials. I was thinking of the other one. But yeah, there is actually a hole in it later. There is a hole. The contradiction of which I speak, of course, is the initialing. The most observation of, say, Mr. Edgar Benedict. But that's to believe there is EB, but it's AG, because as matters of grasp here in AG. Contradiction indeed, would you not agree? No, you're wrong. The cane isn't... You said before you're cane for years. Yeah, it's AG, which is kind of off. Really try to tell you about it from a friend found in the park. So your real name has to do with an A and a G. In short, Ashley Graydon. Oh, I told yourself just we have a whole true name. Oh, yep, there's the ripping. I heard it. You recoil, sir. Something wrong. I heard it ripping. Well, there's the ripping I was talking about. In recoiling, your readily facility answer contra presents itself. So we found the ripping. It's not the handle. We already checked the handle. So go in the back. And there it is. That's what I was talking about.
Take that!
There you go. That's what I was talking about, boys. The split seam, which evidently concealed the key to understand the riddle. Steve broke the jacket. Oh, so it's definitely not yours. Yes, because the overcoat's rather obviously a poor fit. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a poor fit. It doesn't even fit you. Having forced the bands, where was the seam already broken apart? My suspicions were obvious from the outset. It didn't fit you at all. It's too small. When you badly led and boldly made his pickpocket. Ah! This catalog, I'm sure, has all been for a specific purpose. To steal the article, and the younger redeemed it in Mr. Windibank. Yeah! But what it really irks me is the considerable crime initially imagined is going to curtail. To abscond with a redeemed item. So we found that out. Nice. Now let's check the second one. There we go. Let's continue. I like how it just magically patches up again. It just magically patches itself. Have you forgotten the redeemed article problem in the watchword? It just magically patches itself up. I do have to pause in the first place. How could I possibly know the relevant details? Ne sais pas. Oh, but watchword can be discovered. As you were to Mr. Benedict. Maybe at first glance telling you I hoped. What? Let's consider the secret watchword properly. The council notice. It can't be the council notice, nah. What about the little notebook? A professor. Professor. So. Oh, there's a little notelet here. Oh, look at this, Mrs. Ethel. Ah, it appears to be when the bank has scribbled himself. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, professor! Mr. Windibank must make another watchword his customers given right before his eyes. And an alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Let's see. So we know it's the note. There we go, boys. I was thinking of like the reason why I knew it was the initials, but I just didn't. I was like, I was looking a bit forward. I was looking forward ahead. That was my problem. On the count, the eyes are really drawn. Yeah, I looked a bit too forward ahead. Mr. Broker had the same procedure whenever customers got a redeemed article. He asked the customer to watch where it knows down the response utterly noted in his hands. So it's a ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches the article in question. I would expect nothing less than digit pawnbroker. But the digits can lose its advantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that if a present shop before accusation gets us strayed, the likelihood you followed her inside and observed her talking to Mr. Windibank. When the Diglin broker made another watch in common practice, you observed him writing Professor notelet beside the ledger. Very likely, yes. And that, sir, this is master planning device to steal the pawn article and let us trade. Master plan! Oh, now you see it. Which Venus' last final chapter of the service scheme? The terror. It would have been such nice to redeem article upon Brokery. Let's go and check out the music box real quick. There's the blood. Go to the back. The gilded. Oh, it's a little scrap of paper. Reverse scribbled word is somebody's name. For McGilded. McGilded! It couldn't be! But it is Mr. Nadahoda. A name I shall never forget as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? Music box for McGilded. So that's gonna be really important. That's important. That's updated, so do that. You should do that. I forgot to do it earlier. Are you quite serious? You'll hardly seem justified for much of a music box disc, but naturally a very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present any pressing evidence. You see the picture postcard, it can't be this. The presenting of our code music box. It's obviously there's something about it that he obviously needs, which can be why he has McGilded's coat and McGilded's music box, huh? Oh, you can actually do this? Huh. I didn't know you could actually do that. That's cool. I seriously did not know you could do that until now. I'm gonna present my armband. Nah, it's gonna be nah, that's not that. Nah, it's not my badge. We're gonna do the music box disc. Oh, there we go. You see, the music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads Fort McGilded. Oh! And it's his jacket. Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded, the unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances in Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his lone mongery demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. He was a shady guy, to say the least, very shady. So you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? I don't trust a philanthropist for anything. Mr. McGilded was a man of unusual small stature. In fact, he was precisely right size for the overcoat that you squeezed yourself right into. Oh, that's his coat. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Egbert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to Brokery today. Oh. Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Yeah! To acquire an item deposited by Mr. McGilded. So there we go. Solved. Deduction complete. Elementary. It's elementary, my boy. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not anything I expected to hear in your circumstances. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling in my mind. Pray tell, Mrs. Sato. Well, according to Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day on the code could be redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since the first deposited. Well, today's April 15th, so 2 months ago today would have been 15th February, sir. That's right. It was carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests... Yes, 15th of February, the day the crime was committed! Precisely the day which the omnibus murder took place! That's what I told you, boys. And 10:30 in the evening. Boy! Precisely the time in which the terrible events were unfolding. That's what I said, I told you. Suggestive is not a word, but it seemed the matter entirely beyond coincidence. And you broke the jacket, bro. You are, of course, at liberty to tell the alleged deductions you choose. However, there's the... Woohoo! Boy! Why are you aiming the gun at my head? I didn't do anything to you. Come on! I must insist you hand over the music shop disc now. It would have been a terrible shame for you to return to your native land, the box. What do I do? What do we do, bros? Hell nah! No way! I ain't doing that shit. I'll rather die. Some things a man must protect at all costs. This may well be the one of those things. Then again, it may not. What? Mr. Windibank! This is my shop. I can't allow any harm. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If it were to happen, I would have to take away my own life. Mr. Windibank, no! Alright, that's enough. Oh! Hey, Tobias, my boy! Inspector Gregson! Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. That alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what is it all about, eh? Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in the very own establishment. It would seem you have the upper hand. Right, you'll have to explain to do. I don't appreciate being bothered by some petty argy-bargy. Petty? Mr. Windibank's nearly met his end. Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh, dear. And with the whole Britain couldn't be with his end, I don't want to get a bottle of the case I'm supposed to be working on. What on earth is this case, Inspector? Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter, something to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. But of course, Inspector. Ah! It's getting away! After him, lads! Whistle the beat officer too! Sir! He just twirled away! He speeds! So the state of thefts of the pen shops around here lately. Civil of emergency buns underneath the counters to brokers let us know there's trouble. That's be important later. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried for a while. Very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, yes. I'll be taking out whatever it is to McGill is down the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes. Of course. No, don't give it up. It's mine. It's mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGill is to be taken evidence now. As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, you wish to complicate. It's all yours, Inspector. Anything that's McGilded's will be taken. And so we handed McGilded's to Inspector Gregson, and we're summarily turfed out their shop onto the street. Alright, so I'm gonna right around here because it's getting pretty long. So anyway, hope you guys video. Please don't comment, subscribe, or whatever. I can't speak. And next time we're gonna go ahead and start the second. Because remember, this is a long case, and I mean long. So next time we're going to start the second part of the investigation. And yeah, so see you guys then. Bye.